Welcome to My Opinion here on My Opinion TV. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell so as soon as a video is released, you'll be one of the first to be notified. And this morning, we want to take a closer look at JEFF Bedward, the person who was killed by police, and his involvement in the death of the teacher, Natalie Dawkins, from the Footpath Primary School, and from then being Clarendon. And we just want to look at some developments as it relates to this young man, where it all went wrong. And his dad was speaking to Emily Crooks on RJR's hotline and made some startling revelation as it relates to this young man. But this young man grew into a very deadly human being. And the sad part is that a lot of persons who knew how deadly this young man was becoming never sought help for him. Although some persons are saying who they knew JEFF Bedward was, he didn't show any signs of becoming this type of persons, but yet still his dad would disagree with that. And if you are late, you would realize you should know by now that the teacher, the late Natalie Dawkins, was found in a shallow grave in Sandy Bay in Clarendon. And based on what we have heard from the sources, is that she was in a badly decomposed state, and that they are saying that these hoodlums who took her life handled her badly, because it seems as if they minced her up and threw her into bushes for dogs and animals to take care. And I've said on previous vlogs that no nation builder should suffer the fate Miss Natalie Dawkins suffered based on their importance to society. And these youngsters, based on how I'm feeling, maybe she even taught some of these killers, because I have a strong belief that they knew her, they were watching her, and they know exactly how to get to her. And I have not heard like she was living with anyone. It seems like she lived alone, and she was a prime target for these hoodlums. And we hope that the other persons who are held, which is Bedward's brother and a few other persons, if they are found guilty of this crime, they should never ever see the light of day. And we hope no plea bargaining deal is struck in this case, and these persons will be put away. Now, the police are confirming that Miss Dawkins was robbed, and the main motive for the death of Miss Dawkins was robbery. And I have a strong belief that this woman was killed because she knew them, or they knew her. Anyway, according to sources, Bedward went to school on and off his early days, but there's no current evidence to state that he was a troublemaker at school, or he was too poor to attend, based on what his father said in an interview. However, the startling revelation that his father made was that whenever Jeff did anything wrong and he tried to scold him, his mother would side with Jeff and pamper him instead of letting him know he was wrong. He grew up to hate his father, and at one point, he even threatened to kill his dad. Now, Bedward's father insisted that he couldn't stay at his home with that type of attitude, so Jeff went to be with his mother, who he felt more comfortable with. And this is a so common thing with Jamaican parents. When it's not the mother, it's the father. When one parent wants to correct the other one for being bad, the other parent side with the child. When you side with the child, you're siding with the child because you want the child to show you more love, and for the child to believe that you love them more than the other party. But at the end of the day, the child is being damaged without you, the parent, even realize what you're doing. We as parents have to reach a stage in our lives where you have to dissect whether you want to be a friend to the child or you want to be a father or mother to the child. And I think a lot of parents, especially these youngsters that are going around and killing people have gotten it wrong as it relates to their child. They believe they are friends, they are their child brother or sister, and they treat them likewise. Then the child becomes a monster, and then you know what happens. Because a lot of these youngsters who are in the life of crime, they look up to other gangsters as their role model. So did Jeff Bedward. Bedward told people he wished he would be the next Duppy Flynn. Well, he actually became part of the film because his life started to head down that direction until he decided to sell Miss Dawkins' car, and he was pounced upon by the police. He decided to challenge them, and of course, 99 times out of 100, they will lose the battle. So now Duppy Flynn was a person, based on what we are hearing, he idolized and he wanted to become like. Now, here we have another problem. In Jamaica, we have so many youths, when they are killed in shootout with police or other gangsters, they're made more immortals by putting on people paint their pictures on walls. Now, these younger generation grow up seeing these pictures painted on the walls and believe those persons were hero. They need to be like them. But Jamaica need to reach a point where persons who are educationally brilliant, who comes from less fortunate communities, less fortunate homes, those persons should be the one idolized, and those are the persons that these youngsters should strive to be like. But instead, in these low-income communities, these garrisons, the persons who are involved in a life of crime, those are the one idolized, those are the one getting most of the girls, those are the ones being looked up as role models. And the ones who are educationally brilliant and who have made their life a success from the garrison, those persons are referred to as nerd. So Jeff Bedward wanted to be like Duppy Flynn based on what we are hearing. Now, his end came pretty much similar to that of Duppy Flynn, right? So Jamaica parents need to look at how they raise their children. Do you want to be a friend of your child, or do you want to be the parent of your child? That's a decision a lot of parents need to make right now as you listen to this video. Whether you want to be the friend of your child or you want to be the mother or father of your child. And when the child is wrong, you have to let a child know that they are wrong. Taking side is not helping anybody. It is only hurting the child. Later on, you'll sit back and look and regret your decision. Look at how Jeff Bedward turned out to be a teacher's killer, a nuisance to the people in Bella's Gate. Now, his father, even though he's hurt, he spoke how he felt about his son. We haven't heard anything from the mother, but the whole country is mourning the loss of Natalie Dawkins, killed by a 20-year-old and his accomplices. And we hope no teacher, no nation builder, no security forces, security force personnel, no JDF soldier, no persons who are of any importance to society would die like dogs like this. And we hope. We saw where the family of Natalie Dawkins wrote and said, they thank us for reaching out to her. But my opinion, she should have never died like this. And we hope that her family will find peace and solace, and the students of Fourth Path Primary School will be comforted, as the life of Natalie Dawkins was a life like a shining armor to those kids. On behalf of all the persons who made it possible, thank you very much for tuning in to My Opinion. Be safe. Look out for the children. Look out for a loved one. Look out for a neighbor. And most of all, keep it locked on My Opinion TV.